forget to press the button record on this computer. So I start again. Good evening everyone at the Isha Apprentice Masterclass, level 5, Saturday 24 of March, Amsterdam time, the Netherlands. The meeting has started. This evening we're going to talk about the Isha Quantum Matter Black Box, about the RNA and DNA scans, but especially about the photo scanner option in the Isha Quantum Matter Black Box. Up to now, everyone worked with DNA and RNA samples as is instructed on the forum. And those RNA and DNA samples are told everyone to use the RNA DNA samples of the blood. Just a few drops is enough on a cotton ear stick. Saliva, you can use modern wake up cottons, but you can also put it on a cotton ear stick. The cotton has a special enzyme and it preserves the RNA and DNA, so you can use it for a very long time. If you put it in a cooler for months, and if you put it in the fridge for a year or years to come. The third sample of the DNA RNA is about the hair, and the fourth sample of the DNA RNA is about the nails. People are used to use the fingernails, but by many tests I discovered that the toenails give a much better connection. So you put all these together. I always use green paper tape. So we have a small piece of all the DNA and RNA samples, and this is what we normally use. But there are situations, when you have a client at the other side of the world, or if you're living in a big country, then it's difficult because you have to wait, and most of the time there are urgencies. So I have to disable my email. Sorry for this, because otherwise we're gonna here see the emails. So when a client is at the other side of the world and you do not have the remote healer abilities, there are healers on this planet who do not need all these tools. They do remote viewing and healing by themselves. But in our cases, we use techniques also for double checkups if our remote healings are working or not the right way. So in that case, when you have a client on the other side of the world and they have to send an RNA and DNA, my experience is it takes up to 1, 2, and sometimes even 3 weeks, depending on the shipping, of course. But even with DHL, and they promised to send it within 3 days, I've seen it was a week. So you have to wait a long time. And when there's an urgency, people would like to be helped immediately now. And this is where the photo scanner option comes in place, because we can use a photo as the bioprint, because as taught in the Apprentice Master level classes level 1, 2, 3, 4, we did see, and especially in level 3, how the biofield, the aura, also called by me personally the biocommunication field, is working, and it is the main source of all the information and the communication with the body for doing analysis and for doing healing treatments. So what's the case with the photo? With the Isha Quantum Matter Black Box, which is the most powerful tool on this planet, there are no limitations of time and space. And despite the forum gives a lot of answers, people still email and post questions. So hereby this special session. The Isha quantum meta black box is used very successful by self-controlled users, therapists of all their origins, healers, psychologists, psychiatrists, medical doctors, famous scientists, and professors all over the world. There are multiple goals with the black box. No limitations of time and place. You can scan and treat people all over the world. Treatment of one person or a group is also possible. And a certain size from Austria also pointed out that you can use crystal veils to put in the DNA samples, and certainly with the samples as I described a few minutes before, using a cotton ear stick. So you cut off the tops of the cotton ear stick, use one for the drop of blood, use one cotton ear stick, the top of it for the saliva on the inside of the cheek, and the hair and the nails. You can all put it together in a little green paper tape, and then you could use the files like Thomas did right. Now with the quantum meta black box, of course, you can only scan one person at a time, but you can treat many people. As you see here at my tech laboratory, there are many systems here, and you see they are working, scanning, doing treatments. You also see the microscope, which I talked about. You may look into my room, it's no problem. And you also see here, when I talk about 25 kilos of sodium bicarbonate and magnesium, etc., they are really here. So, and that's why I always tell them be open. Also spooky, you see the devices here in the background and other stuff, but that's not important. What's important is we are talking about the quantum meta black box. Treatment of a person or a group. Now that's really fantastic because you can put them in the Isha quantum meta black box. But there's also another point. If a rat has almost 98% of the same DNA as a human being, then you must realize by treating one person, you help a lot of other people. For 98% or 99% or 99.99%. So that's something you can realize. So that's very important. Other very important feature is there's no interference, no influence of data of the biofield or the aura, the biocommunication field of the therapist and his client. Normally, when you use a headphone, there can be interference. Hello, Dr. Reedy. Welcome to the Apprentice Masterclass Level 5. But there's no interference or influence of the data. A lot of therapists and medical doctors and scientists who do examinations get sometimes confused data. And that's because their own biocommunication field is so strong that it interferes with the data of the biofield of the client. So that's something you really must realize. If you're doing scans, leave the room or stay away for at least 2 meters from the person who is examined. With the Isha quantum meta black box, you do not have that interference because there is a special sticker inside which blocks outside interferences. Yes, everything in the Isha quantum meta black box has a purpose. So you can use the RNA DNA samples, but you can also use a good quality photo. And of course, you can use it a photo of one person, but you can also use it of a lot of persons. It depends on how you do it. But if you use a photo, use a real photo, or if you got a file from a person in your country or the other side of the world, print it on a real photo paper. And then you would say, okay, what's the difference between printing on normal paper or printing on photo paper? The point is, I measured printing photos on normal paper, and I measured printing photos on special photo paper. And it works much, much better. Now, let's look at the system which has a photo inside. Now I'm going to take the webcam and show you what's inside the Isha Quantum Meter black boxes. So I hang my microphone, and I hope that the webcam does take some sound. Perhaps Regan can mention it, because now I'm putting away my microphone and taking the camera to show you what's in the boxes. So, can you hear me, Dragan? Can you type something in the chat box? You can hear me? Yes, yes. Thank you. Okay, so I'll show you what's in the Isha Quantum Meter black box. So here is a photo. Yeah, it's I have to take a light. One moment. Hop, 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 hop. Don't get dizzy from all these walkings. So I show you, here's a photo, as you can see, in the crystal cup from Thomas Zeiss. Then I have another black box, and here is a photo, as you can see, inside the box, a photo. And then I have another box, and in this one I put in the samples and a photo. Oh no, only the samples. So this is the setup, and what we're going to do now is put on the headphone again. So now we're going to take over one of the systems and show you the differences . So this is the gun, and this is live, so it's normal. I have to take over Isha number 2. So here we see, okay, the DNA of the Isha number 2, and this is a file. So this is a scan. Take this away. This is a scan of a female woman, and let's look at the results. In the meantime, I'm gonna put on another system so we can also see it. And the point is, I did scans with the RNA DNA samples. Of course, I've done them hundreds of times, but in this case, to show you that it's really working, and it's really almost the same in all areas. But the fact stays, there's always a difference between scanning the energetic print. So the energetic print is a print of the biocommunication field, yeah, and doing scans on the RNA and DNA. And that is the reason why I use RNA DNA and a photo in these days to have a complete picture of, because it all influences. And you want to have the best information and you want to do the best treatments. So this is done with all done, and you can see it there. All this data is done with the DNA samples. Yeah. If you're gonna have a look at the other system, so the number 3, issue number 3. Okay, ask for passwords. And the password is so we have to connect again. Okay, so issue number 3. One moment, please. This is always achter 53. 583. 583. So this is the wrong PC. 583. 583. Now this is not a nice thing to do. Try it again. Maybe strange. It's worked all the time, but now. So now it worked the whole week for 2 weeks, and now I kind of get a connection with the other system, but it's no problem. I will show it with my cam, and of course it's important that you hear me. So the photo, yeah, the photo. the photo, now I can show you the photos in the box. The photos are in the box, but I will show you now. I will walk to the system, and I will show you now on screen that the scans and the treatments are the same. One moment. So here you see the results. I must take it like this. So here you see the results of doing the scans with the photo. Sorry, with the DNA. And we can scroll within the system like this. But you get the picture. And here you see the results with only the photo. So it's not as negative and critical as with the DNA, but it is definitely working, and even also with a photo on within the hunter metapathia. So this is treatment, and I stop the mouse, within the hunter metapathia, as you can see. And I was doing the auto treatments with a photo. So here again, press the F10 button so we can do auto treatments on a photo with the Isha Quantum Meter black box. So that's done, and that's working. So that means, and this is always, of course, when you're doing something live, so the BB is connected to the headphone connection of the NOS machine. Yes, I will show you. What you have to do, and I can show you the connections like this. So here you have the connection, a little bit light. So here you have the connection to the USB port here. This is the headphone output. People call it the headphone input, okay. And it's connected to the black cable of the black box. And the white cable of the black box goes here into the COP input. In this case, we are using PEMF, as you can see, with the bianorthite to do the treatments. But this is how it works. So photo in the black box. You can see it, the photo in the black box. Only a photo. So that's how we do it. Can you still hear me? Everyone can hear me? Still? So that is a big advantage. Yes, because normally I have, because I'm asking so many times if you can hear me, because normally I have a headset. And when I have to put off my headset, I'm a little bit insecure about the possibilities, of course. So that's why how it works. And you can do a lot of treatments, and you're not limited to time and to space. So that's very important. Start using it on real photo paper, of course. Use real photo or print it on real photo paper. It's not so expensive anymore like 10 years ago. Now in these days, it's very affordable. But then you really have the abilities and you do not have to wait with your scans and your treatments for the DNA and the RNA samples to arrive. So, are there any further questions about this subject, about doing scans and treatments from a photo? And of course, it's always better to use real DNA and RNA samples and the photo. Any questions, people? Put it in the chat, because you must understand I cannot enable the microphones now, because then we really get a lot of noise, as we experienced many times. So if you have a question, you have to type it in the chat, please. Thank you. Okay, no further questions? Oh, Alexander. How accurate do you feel the photo is in comparison to DNA and RNA? Thank you for this question. It's a very good question. The point is, I've done 10,000s of tests in the past years, perhaps even 100,000 tests. But the point is, I never mention something should work, yeah, if I am not enough convinced and if I did not do other tests to confirm it. So you got a little look into my room, and there's a lot of equipment here. So I always double, triple, quadruple check it, also with other systems. And about the accuracy, I would say 98% up to 100% compared to RNA DNA. But realize this, it might even be, because I teach you in the previous master classes, that if you want to do a good analysis, you also have to look into the aura, into the biofield, because the aura, the biofield, is the total representation of the human being. So if you have a problem in the stomach or intestines or a heart problem, whatever, yeah, it's not pumping enough blood, a misalignment, misalignment, yeah, it should not be a big issue for the total human being. And that's what is telling us our bio field, our aura, our biocommunication field. So thinking about this, what we realized, yeah, there might be even be a possibility, yeah, that the photo, a good quality picture, is even more accurate for the total human being than only using those 4 or 5 samples of DNA, RNA. I don't know, that's a big statement, but you all know that I sense a lot from a distance. And that was in the early days one of the reasons, because I did remote healing and viewing all over the world. I wanted to have it confirmed. So, Abigail, must the photo be recent taken, or can also be a photo which is taken a few months or years ago? That's a very good question. The best is a recent photo, because the recent photo gives the bioenergetic field of the current status. It's just like doing an X-ray in hospital from 6 months ago, are doing it now, there can be a huge difference. So it's very important to take the photo, to have a photo, and in these days it's very easy. Everyone has a camera because everyone has a mobile. And the mobiles of these days, 12 MP, 16 MP, they make fantastic photos of the face. So a recent photo, please. Alex has also a question. Hi Wim, can you explain how to use scalar and radionics parts of black box? When to use, how far is reach, how many watts on amps wide cable? Yes, this is the photo. This is about doing scans and treatments about the photo. And after this we go further. Alexander Kossel, is it better for the photo to be of the entire body or just the face? I personally prefer a photo of the face and a photo of the total body. But that's because I see the energies within the photo and I sense the energies within the photo. The system, however, it would be good, and that's also experienced by a lot of people all over the planet, because the past 6 weeks I was very, very busy doing 60 hours a week by helping people, on which 90% for free. But the point is that also we're doing working with Isometer black box. I discovered that it also works that way. So a photo of the face and a photo of the body, and they do not have to be big. And if it's too big to put it in the Isometer black box, there's no problem by folding it into a smaller part. So that's also possible. Judy. Judy says, when I did radionics, I was taught to take a Polaroid photo, capture the vibration of the person. That's very correct. The mobiles from these days are even better than a Polaroid photo, but you have to print it on photo paper. So that is a comparable situation. And do not forget, the mobiles of these days, you will discover within perhaps a month or within a year, that with your mobile you can do much, much more than only taking a photo and doing a file. So, any more questions about the photo and the isochronometer black box? I must close the door because my little dog is barking again because she sees her brother, Rocky the cat. This has to be cut out again. So that's very good. No more questions about the photo. Just do it yourself. You will experience so much freedom, yeah, and so much joy that you really can help people who are asking you on the other side of the planet. And if you want proof or testimonials, just go to the forum under the section testimonials, because everyone with those testimonials who have written, and you can contact them or send them a PM or an email, but everyone who's written a free testimonial there, yeah, that was done remotely, and just as I'm telling now. Stripes on my. Okay. So next thing. So again, for Alexander, the black cable on the right side goes to your headphone input. This one. This is your USB, and this is your black cable. You see another black cable, but that's not the ISA quantum meter black box cable, because the ISA quantum meter black box has a black cable for in the headphone input and a white cable for in the cup input. And that cup input is of course for the treatments by using the scalar wave transmitter at the bottom of the ISA quantum meter black box. Yeah. But you can also use it for other purposes, as I showed you. So, what's important is always use the correct data like birth, blood type, country, etc. Now, the next part, PEMF, for many people are getting very excited about PEMF. But in this case, we are talking about PEMF and your 3D, 8D, and hunter-metapathia. Usage of it to use it as a PEMF device. For people who also have a RIVE system, or in this case a Spooky 2 system, yeah, they all have this magnet. This magnet, which you can connect with this cable, which is also in the standard Spooky kit, and this cable, and this mini cable, gives you the option, the possibility to use the PEMF with your treatment cup. In the past, a lot of people asked me for the direct treatment option, which I developed, but we did not take it into production. Why not? Because the production costs are way too high, and we have to sell at least a couple of hundreds to get out of the cost. But there will be a day that the direct contact option will also be produced and will be available. But till that time, and perhaps for some people they love to use it, PEMF, you can use the magnet in combination on the cup inputs. So everything you do within your 3D, 8D, and Hunter by sending it Roberto says, is effective put a neodymium magnet over the photo? No. No, that's not needed, because the ISA quantum meter black box works with a scalar wave transmitter, a real one, a scientifically proven one, and the force and the power of the system itself, you really do not need anything else. I developed different versions. You did see the big boxes, you also did see small boxes, and there are more boxes here, but it's not needed. This system is complete. You do not need more. Back to the case of the PEMF. So, almost all of you know this device. And I'll walk through the system with the PEMF connected. One moment. And light. Oops. So here you see the ISA quantum meter black box. And here you see the PEMF device. What's very important is always use the bio-north orientation onto the surface of the body. Yeah. And the connection is very simple, into the cup input. Now, this is how it looks. And this is a standard within the Spooky configuration, so you do not have to worry. I put it here. Now, how do you know How do you know that it works? Well, I can tell you, healers from all over the world will notice it immediately. If you hold the device within 1 centimeter to the body, you will feel at the moment you're transmitting the frequencies from your NOS. So from your VD, your AD, or your Hunter, few results. So the moment you transmit the frequencies by your 3D, your AD, or your Hunter, for example, you choose, you can choose to do metatherapy, you can choose to do stone therapy, whatever, yeah. But with the reprinter option in your 3D, your AD, and your Hunter Metapathia, you send the frequencies by that magnet, which I showed you a few minutes ago, through the body. But it must not have contact with the body, and this is something I measured. No, the information will be taken into the biofield of the body the moment you hold it within the 1 centimeter, because that's the closest layer to the body. Your body consists of 7 layers, like your heart consists of 7 muscle layers. And you have 7 main chakras, so it's also with the body, the biofield, there's also 7 layers. It's all the same colors, the same frequencies as the 7 layers of the muscles of the heart. So you hold it within 1 centimeter to the place where you have a problem. And then you select your goal, your catalog. It can be phytotherapy, it can be stone therapy, but it also can be something which is used very much by Thomas Seiss. You can also use it for this, for physiotherapy or whatever. And the moment you select it and you say, okay, I want to put it to the reprinter, and normally this is used to make remedies in water with a little alcohol added, but never pure alcohol, never pure sugar. Yeah, I always combine water with a few drops of alcohol, then so, and even with honey. But here you can do start a preparation, and instead of you doing a preparation, the frequencies are directly transferred into the closest layer of the bio field of the aura. So this is something which is a new usage, by which you can combine things, and it's there's a lot more coming. So this is how you can do that. Is effective put on? Okay, that's the questions. So this is why how you can use this device. Within time, there will be a device which you can connect here, yeah, and then you can stick on for direct contact. And I must say it's very effective. So what do you sense? You sense a little electricity, and you sense air breathing in and out, yeah, as if it's breathing in and out, yeah? Just like you know, as your lungs filling in and pushing out, and that's also on the spot, and you feel it in the circle. Here in the circle of the device, at the spot within 1 centimeter of the body, at the problem area, you feel that breathing, yeah, or that little electricity. Note, and this is very important, there is a by a north sign, BN, on the magnet. So make sure you always point the by a north sign to the treatment area. As you already do know, and which is taught many times, Diseases happen because the bioreceptors throughout the body are paralyzed, landing to the left or totally upside down, so they are not bionorm oriented anymore. And that's when disease happens, because otherwise the body could heal everything within the body, certainly if it had enough communication molecules and the communication was corrected. And we have shown you by the free ECQ how you can create a good communication system within the body, so enough sodium bicarbonate magnesium molecules are available, so they can function and work together with the negative ions, which also have a purpose, a main purpose, and the bioreceptors throughout the body. And it's all about stress in the body. Yeah? Disease is all about stress in the body, about bionorm orientation, so be sure that you use the bionorm side to the body. There are, at these days, good devices. This is a device for prostate cancers, yeah, and to help it, but you can also use it for other purposes. The nice part is, there's a little tool, and this is an eye-opener, because I know there are some people within the forum who are very fond of PEMF, but to measure it is something different. Does it work or does it not work? I will show you how you can measure the workings of a PEMF device. So, I'll take the camera, and I hope you can still hear me. Then of course I must show you something. But here you see magnets, and here you see in that little, you see a little magnet, you see it jumping, and that's the PEMF. So you can really check it's working. Yeah, this is something you can make yourself by buying a plastic egg or something, which is normally in the pop shops, etc. Put in a very tiny magnet, yeah, and then you can check your PEMF device, because some people spend thousands of dollars on PEMF, but they do not know if it works. If you're a healer, experienced healer, you can sense it, you can feel it. Yeah, but now you can make a tool yourself to check it. So that's about PEMF. There's something else. Here we see a spooky system. Which we will activate. On, in this case, number 5. And we start it. We will also activate a generator called number 4 and give you some proof about years of non-functioning remotes. So here you see the generator number 5, and you can see the lights of the remote, which are on. You can also see the device, which is on. Here you see the generator number 4. And we start talking about energy fields and frequencies being transferred or not. So here we see a remote which is used for the past 4 years by thousands of people all over the world. You see it's working by the red lights and by the generator. Now let's watch. This is a device which I told you about in the Apprentice masterclasses, I think number 2. Yeah, if you put it on and you hold it near a computer, yeah, by most people the alarm goes off above 200, and Klaas from Thailand even had 2,800. Now, here you have a situation, you see, 600 and so, and this one, this PC is clean. And that's very important that you work with a clean PC. This one is also clean, this is clean, this is clean, this is clean. Even the microscope is clean, this system is clean, the ioscopy scanner is clean, the health analyzer is clean, this laptop is clean, this device, here. We sense 600 too high. But now, what's the point? Now we're walking to the remotes. The old remotes, which are used for 4 years, are spooky. Nothing happens. So is it really transmitting? Now let's have a look at the new remotes. And there it goes. You can definitely see that the new remotes are transmitting frequencies. Yes? Now let's look, and you can see it on the light. You can see the frequencies. The new remote of Spooky is finally transmitting frequencies, although very low. Now let's look here. No frequencies, nothing is being transmitted. And this is what I've been telling for a long time, because now you all did see that the old remote of Spooky, which I've been telling for years, is not working. Yeah? And the new remotes are really transmitting. I showed it with a simple device. So that's very important to realize. If you're using Spooky equipment, well, fine. But it would be better if you use a real amplifier, something like this. Which is standing there. That's a real amplifier, yeah, with a system and the right software, which you can see there. I will show you. Yeah. And then you can really send power, certainly together with, which can you see there, the in-house transmitter.